Well, today is the final day for those living in Nederland to send in public comments about a mine that's attempting to expand operations from 10 acres of land to 200 acres. Residents have been voicing complaints about the Caribou-Cross Mine after the state said it was leaking contaminants into the water back in 2022.
So our Denver7's Sam Pena has really been digging into this extensively.
Yeah.
Sam, you started looking into it after we received several viewer emails.
That's right. A couple of weeks ago, we received a few emails from some of our viewers concerned about this out in Nederland. They were worried that the mine could be a risk to their health and the environment. So I reached out to the state asking them if the mine, which is owned by Grand Island Resources, violated federal water standards. Here's what they told me. They said in February of 2020, they received a report that the mine was leaking heavy metals, and that kicked off an investigation. In June of 2021, the state went to the site and inspected it, and they confirmed that there were leaks. Then in February of 2022, they issued a cease and desist letter saying that the mine needed to take corrective actions, but they didn't shut down the mine operations. Now, one of the people who reached out to us was Maggie May Hendricks. She's the daughter of the mine's former owner, Tom Hendricks. He ran the mine for 50 years before passing away from cancer in 2020. Prior to his passing, the mine was never found to be non-compliant. Maggie told us that's because her father took measures to keep the local water supply from being contaminated. Now, since his death and those mine's violations, Maggie says she's worried that GIR doesn't have the same care for the environment that her father did.
I would love to see like my dad's dream of the mine, really reaching its potential come to fruition. Do I think that Grand Island Resources are the people to do it? Absolutely not.
Sam, Maggie has since started a petition to stop the mine's expansion, but after reaching out to GIR, they actually invited you to the mine.
That's right. They invited us to the mine so that we can see the measures that they're taking to try and protect the environment. And it was there that I spoke with John Paul Brewer. He's the current mine manager, and he actually was mentored by Maggie's father. Now, John Paul said that they were taking the exact same measures that Maggie's father did to protect the water, but that federal water standards changed, which is why they were not in compliance. So they had to upgrade. He told us that since that cease and desist letter, they installed a new filtration system, which cost them more than $2 million. Although he says it did put the mine back in compliance with those water standards, he told us they're still going to continue to upgrade the system.
It's still not done. Now, we're set up to treat and keep the water under the standards as it is now, but as things progress and evolve, the water treatment will have to evolve with it.
I asked the state if the filtration system put the mine back in compliance, and they told us that Grand Island Resources completed all the corrective actions and that they have not found that Grand Island Resources has been in violation since the cease and desist order. Now, John Paul also continued to argue that most of the questions and concerns surrounding the mine have simply been misconceptions, including the idea of an expansion in and of itself. The mine isn't growing. They already own around 2,500 acres of land, but this new permit would allow them to do more work on the 200 acres of land, which they call a disturbance area, that they already own. And Nicole, Katie, after that deadline today for those public comments, there's also going to be a public hearing that takes place on April 8th so people can voice those concerns in person.
Okay, a couple deadlines to watch. Thank you, Sam.